Howdy.
The police were letting DC builders use your lot to build a thing.
Yeah, no problem.
They're pouring them tomorrow.
I see they got them formed up, yeah.
And they poured the deck to the new ward.
Oh, good, I was talking to the guy, he said they're waiting for good weather.
At that point, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning what?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, they said they poured it today.
Nope, they poured tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you a picture, a drone picture of the whole area.
I thought he said he was gonna call in.
Oh, it's gonna be.
He's out of town.
Oh, that's right.
He's working in Vermont, or up by Vermont.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the April 19th Town of Alexandria Board meeting. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's our board member calling in.
Also
Can you hear me, Dean?
clue for everybody to turn their radios on.
I'm doing good, trying to get you on the public system here, okay? Okay. You there? Sometimes it takes a second for this thing to pick it up, hopefully, otherwise I'll just put you on my speakerphone.
Okay.
There you go. There you go, you're on the deal. You there?
I am.
Okay, we just did the pledge, and we're gonna start the meeting here. Call the town board meeting to order. Need a motion to approve the bills in the abstract.
I haven't made my way through everything.
I've been through them quite yet. I've been through, Core Main software support, $2,400. Sandy, that's the water sewer stuff?
That's water sewer.
Core main?
Software.
Water and sewerage, UB
Yeah, yep. It's water sewer.
Right.
Sandy's saying it's
I don't know
gonna be
exactly
Max.
what it is, but I know it's water and sewer.
That was my only question
Don't know what it is.
that I had.
Who approved it?
What's that?
Who approved the invoice?
I have to look in the bill.
Is it for me?
It's under C in Core Main, it's in there, yeah.
Okay.
And they were in alphabetical order, but they've been moved around a lot.
Okay.
I'll let you look for that and I'll move on. So we'll hold off on that for a second. Town board minutes, did everybody look at those? I need a motion to approve those. I've looked at them, I'm fine with them.
They look fine. I'll make the motion.
Motion by Sean, second by Mike. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, none. We have those bids and we have the 6 o'clock public hearing. We better do the public hearing. This is on the adoption of local law number 2, Goose Bay parking. Everybody has it in front of them.
This one?
You got your copy right there. It's the one with a crossover. Let me steal that, yep. This is the Goose Bay parking lot and dock, local law, that we've had a few revisions done to it. The provision of this article shall apply to an area known as Goose Bay parking lot located, and town docks located in Goose Bay. No person shall park or leave standing on any portion of the Goose Bay parking area, any type of vehicle or trailer for more than 4 consecutive days in any 30-day period. Vehicles, trailers, etc. will be inventoried regularly for enforcement purposes. No person shall park or leave standing on any portion of the Goose Bay parking area, any bus, tractor trailer, combination, section of a tractor trailer, combination, recreational vehicle, camping trailer, mobile home, commercial trailer, work trailer, or utility trailer. No vehicle or trailer will be allowed in Goose Bay parking lot without current license plates. In addition to the penalties in Section 6 of this law, violations of this section in excess of 48 hours will immediately subject the offending vehicle or trailer to impounding, incapacitating, or immobilizing without the permission of the owner or agent of the vehicle by the use of any device, wheel, clamp, object, barrel, car, boot, mechanism, or other method either attached to the vehicle or not that prohibits the vehicle from being moved, placed where it is immobilized. The owner-operator of the vehicle shall be assessed a fee of $250 for the removal of any installed immobilization device in addition to any fines levied. Boat ramp, obstruction, Section 4. No person shall park or leave standing a vehicle or trailer of any kind on the Goose Bay parking area that in any way interferes with or impedes access to the boat ramp. Boat dockage. Overnight dockage at the Goose Bay parking area dock is prohibited. Boat dockage is strictly limited to daylight use, sunrise to sunset only. Penalties. Any person, firm, or corporation violating any provision of this ordinance shall be fined no less than $20 per day and no more than $250. I think that should say per day, shouldn't it? Okay. After the $250. Oh, in a different section, I'm sorry, per day. Furthermore, any violation of this ordinance continuing in excess of 48 hours will subject the offending vehicle to impounding, incapacitating, or immobilization without the permission of the owner or agent of the vehicle by the use of any device, so on and so forth. Assessed a fee. The owner-operator of the vehicle shall be assessed a fee of $250 for the removal of any installed device or impounding of the vehicle trailer in addition to any fines levied. The local law may be enforced by the code enforcement officer for the town of Alexandria or its designee in any court of competent jurisdiction. Any comments or corrections? Let's go back to that.
A good portion of this penalties one is repeated in Section 3 and Section 6.
I was going to say.
I mean, why, you know, put it in one place instead of two. The other is, who's gonna do this inventory? And when is the inventory gonna happen? Every single day for the
No.
whole?
I think what we'll do is we'll mark the tires, or I've done this for a couple of years, so.
We'll record the license plate, probably the
Yeah,
easiest thing,
yeah.
but I'm just saying, you're gonna do it every single day
We'll see.
throughout the year? This is throughout the year we're talking about?
I would assume they would do it
I mean, put
when
it
a
this,
problem occurs.
yeah, I mean, we're not saying in this law that we're doing it every day.
But how would you know 4 days have gone by?
Oh, you'd have to, I don't know if you can mark tires. There was a municipality somewhere that they chalked tires.
Yeah.
Guy would walk around with a stick with a
Well,
chalk.
they do that in
on it.
Watertown for parking.
But there was a problem.
Yep.
Somebody went to court.
I mean, the best way to do it is take a picture,
Yeah,
You all have cell phones.
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying,
So if I gotta take a picture once a day, or a town,
Well, I'm just saying who's doing this and when they do it, and you do it every single day.
the new officer,
Okay.
parking police.
I'm just saying, when it's in everything,
It says code enforcement
Yeah, the
officer or
enforcement.
its designee in
Yeah.
any court.
Exactly.
So,
That opens
it
the
can't
door.
be anybody.
but I'm just saying,
I mean, we got
the
town guys
enforcement of any of these things.
we got town guys that mow there, we got town
Okay.
guys that do all kinds of, I mean, we can figure out a way to.
Okay, okay, I'm just
Pictures is-
I'm just asking.
Yeah. Anything else in there you see that needs to be
Well,
changed?
you
Just
got
the-
this repeated stuff.
Combine that.
Well, the wording there says that prohibits the vehicle from being moved, placed where it is immobilized. I'm assuming that in other words, from being moved from the place where it is immobilized. I think it doesn't read right. So you know how you put in per day after the 250?
Yeah.
I'd like to have put in moved from the place.
And it says
That's
it's
a-
local out.
Third line from the end on section 3. And then same thing,
From,
fourth line from the end on section 6.
Okay, so I'll ask Ronnie to say those two corrections, okay?
Yeah, just, well, it's a long one. At the end of that sentence, it says, that prohibits the vehicle from being moved from the place where it is immobilized.
Yep.
And then same thing at the end of, in section 6, that prohibits the vehicle from being moved from the place where it is immobilized.
Yep.
Okay. So Sandy, our process for, did we already open the public?
I just add one other, section 7, you got this, I changed may to shall, this local law shall be enforced. Who is our code enforcement officer?
Norris and Ron.
I thought, is that your actual title?
Code.
Okay, now you're not the zoning enforcement officer.
Both.
Code.
Or,
I'm just so there's no confusion.
Why even put a title there? Why don't we just put shall be enforced by any town of
There you go.
Alexandria designee?
I agree.
There you go.
That's, yeah, I can understand. Everybody okay with that?
So I would take out the code enforcement officer, and it'd say enforced by any town of Alexandria, cross out or its, and it's just designee.
Designee, I think, yep.
Okay.
Okay, so we have those three corrections.
I would, like I say, I would take out may and put shall.
I got that.
Yep.
And change the may to shall.
Yep.
Anybody have anything else? I'll take a motion to, we gotta open the public hearing. Take a motion to open the public hearing.
Okay, I'll make a motion to open
Motion
the
by-
public hearing.
Mike, second by Sean. We'll open the public hearing. Any comments from the public?
$20.
Can't hear you.
$20, that's, I think it should be at least 50 for the minimum.
Something I gotta explain to everybody is I have a ruptured eardrum, so I can't hear hardly at all.
Sorry.
So I need you to speak up, or I gotta have my guys tell me what you're saying.
That means worse than usual.
Worse than usual.
He's got some people who are like,
Yeah, we tell you what to do all the time.
Yes, you do.
it just says shall be.
I think that 20 should be at least 50.
Well, actually, it leaves a range, right? So it's no less than 20, but up to 250.
And no more than 250.
So
Right.
we can do whatever.
Yeah.
The only question I've got, is this already been presented, like at a previous meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is revised. That's why we're revising it.
Well, yeah.
That's what you can do at a public hearing.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying that normally when you have a public hearing, the public was made aware of this like a month ago or so.
We publicly advertised it, right? Yeah.
You introduced it last month.
Okay, I wasn't here, so that was my question.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Public hearing.
Okay.
Okay.
So the public hearing is open. Anybody else from the public like to speak? Looks like no. We'll close the public hearing. I need a motion to close the public hearing. Motion by Sean, second by Mike. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None. Roll call vote. Sandy?
I wasn't prepared for that. Passed local law number 2 of 2023.
Yes.
Supervisor Sweet,
Yes. Yes.
Councilman Fayette,
Yes.
Councilman Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Okay. We're all set with that. Open bids for lawn, open bids for lawn care. You have those bids, right, Sandy? Guess we didn't do too good on the barrels and pallets. No bids. That means the price can be zero, right? So we have one lawn care bid, and we have one bike rack bid, and I don't think we have any others. Contract commenced on April 17th, well, that means, okay,
Retro.
what's that?
Retro.
Yeah. Here's the proof of insurance from Drive Mutual. This is a person who's been doing our lawn care at the cemeteries for, I wanna say, 6 or 8 years. And, I think we're very happy with his job and what he does there.
What's their current bid?
Lawn care maintenance bid contract, $19,000 for 2023 and $19,500 for 2024. He is the only bidder. This is the contract that has the terms that we've asked for, as far as cutting, mowing, edging, trimming, so on and so forth. That makes it pretty simple with one bid.
How does that compare to last year, any idea?
I think it's right, I think it was 18 or 18.5 last year, it's very,
500 each year.
very close.
I think that's kinda happened
Yep.
all along here.
The town owns the Walton Street Cemetery?
Yep,
Okay.
Wall Street, yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll take a motion. By Clements.
Yep.
Motion by Ron to accept the bid from Clements Lawn Care, a 2-year bid, $19,000 for 23 and $19,500 for 24. That's a motion by Ron. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Sean. Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, none. And the next one is, the bike rack that we have at the.
Don't do that next, cause you gotta wait until you get to new business, 'cause you gotta declare it.
Oh, that's right. We have to declare this surplus, and then we're gonna open the bids. And we did advertise it.
Did you get any bids for the Cub Cadet?
Did we also do a bid for the, zero-turn lawnmower, or just the bike rack?
Yes. The zero turn was advertised the
Right,
last 2 weeks,
We had no
so
bid?
that we had no bids.
okay,
Wow. Okay,
but we got one for the bike rack. Okay.
yeah, and I'll do the bike rack one, I got that on the, further down. Engineer report. I'm sorry, privilege of the floor, anybody like to speak? Nope, okay. Engineer report, Rob.
So the Route 12 sewer, I spoke to Brent a little bit earlier, just to remind him, I sent everybody an email, we've got to complete that district formation process. Okay, we had the public hearing last month, you weren't here, Ronnie, didn't really get any comment. The only comments that were discussed by the board were the need for sewer in the Otter Street area, you know, T.I. Sun down to the creek. And the discussion was, should that be included or not in the Route 12 sewer district that we currently have. So just to back up, you know, we got another grant to do the evaluation for the Otter Street piece, okay? And to handle that as a separate sewer district. That's a little bit different animal because you do have the option to go to the village there or tie into the Route 12, right? It will slow down the Route 12 process if you decide to add the Otter Street piece, because you'll need to have another public hearing that would include that. We'll need to do a new environmental report, so there's a bit more work that would need to be done if you did want to include Otter Street as part of the Route 12 district that we already have bids on. So we need to make a decision on whether or not you want to extend the process, include Otter Street now, and it would risk, you know, the contractors now holding their bids, probably, to move ahead with the Route 12 as bid, reform that district, redo the bond resolution, so we can get the funding applications in for the increase in the cost. So, I don't know, if I summarized, I would...
You recommend us to do
designed and bid, and that's shovel ready, and I think, you know, the Otter Street piece isn't shovel ready, and I think Mike,
No.
you know, we've got some work to do on that, yeah.
No, but don't, $7 million.
Correct.
Right, everything else though is,
Other than we need to reform the district and redo the bond resolution, because we can't modify our funding applications until those two steps are done. So, you've had the public hearing on the Route 12 piece, right, that was last month. So you're set to make a resolution to form that district, if you wanna move forward with the Route 12.
yeah.
And you don't have to do it tonight, you can do it at the next possible meeting, but we're kind of in a holding pattern, and not moving forward until we do that.
To do that, to form it, right?
Right.
I don't have a problem if we adjourn this for 1 week for,
Andy should be involved, he should draft the resolution for you, for the final district formation. I'd feel more comfortable if he did that.
okay. Do you have anything else?
Not really,
Do you have any numbers on the water tower?
we need to advertise to go to bid on the water tank. We're ready, the plans and specs are done for the water tower repainting. We can advertise, I can get Sandy an advertisement for next Wednesday for the TI Sun, an advertisement to bid. Might not wanna do the exterior now. We did have a paint consultant come in and look, the exterior isn't that bad compared to the interior. So the interior is really what needs the attention. The interior is probably gonna be cheaper too, if you just do the inside of the bowl. So if you want, we'll go and advertise for bids on Wednesday, and we'll have bids back by your next meeting. And then you can make that decision.
we just, you're aware, we just had another break.
Yep.
As far as prioritizing, I think that is replacing that, at least 1,000 feet of that pipe is, we need to do before painting that tower. And the thing about it is you can't do both at the same time either. So I would think that we should focus mostly on replacing that water line, followed by painting the inside of that tower.
Can you
I mean, we talked with Jamie about it today, and it's
We could bid
critical.
both for next month. The water line, I have the plans done. They have to be sent into DC, or DOH, but I don't have a problem bidding that water line. Let's get numbers on both.
Yeah.
And then you can
Okay.
make decisions.
But ideally, we can get this water line done in the summer, when everything's as dry as it can be, because a good portion of that is in a very wet area. I think it would, from a contractor's point of view, would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
As opposed to waiting farther into the
How
fall.
long will it take you to get documents together so we can put it out for bid?
We could advertise both by Wednesday. I could get Sandy both ads for both, and we'll put them in, bid them both.
Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty worried about that pipe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Needs to be done.
Just so everybody knows, so we've had how many water breaks in that area? 3,
5,
4?
I think. 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And this is a water main that was put in 2007? And it's an area that's about 1,000 feet long, and we've had 5 breaks, and it's a major deal to fix it.
Corrosion problem.
I was gonna say, not necessarily breaks, but it's just rotted out.
It's like punk,
I could just feel like-
I think a break is like, when you've got
There's some pictures.
cross action.
I think it's just a bad lot of pipes, because you look at some of the, the surface of this, sometimes, it'll be actual, like a circle bad section, or like this one picture, it's like a vertical, something going on.
We've had, I've had my corrosion, I deal with a corrosion expert out of Syracuse a lot, and I've sent them photos. He said definitely not is it bad pipe. It's a corrosive atmosphere. It's a combination of the road salt, the chlorides in the groundwater, the fact that it's wet all the time, and other factors that the way that is, he said it's most definitely
Get it working.
not a pipe problem. I've had the same problem in other municipalities.
But bottom line, I mean, it's probably more than 1,000 feet. I mean, we're just gonna transfer this problem a little bit further down, but we need to take care of it.
Probably not. I think this spot has been notorious, and it's because of the location, of this line compared to the rest of the route. You don't have this condition where it's in the swamp. I really think if you replace this, you probably will never have another problem along the rest of the line. If you do, I would be surprised.
Well, I'm just saying, past the drive-in, it goes back into another swampy area, and who knows
Yeah,
what's
but you
happening.
never had a problem there.
No, not yet, but I'm just saying, it's relieving itself at this spot, and once we solve this, it'll just be further down the road.
Maybe, but.
But bottom line, we need to take care of this pipe. As much as the tower needs work, we need to take care of the pipe now.
Something that we could use in an area that wouldn't corrode so
Yeah,
fast, so we're not facing this 15 years down the road.
Right, we'd change it with high-density polyethylene. PVC is under scrutiny right now because of, everybody's looking at vinyl chloride as a potential contaminant, which is in PVC. But right now, the pipe of choice is the black HDPE, high-density polyethylene. But who knows in 50 years if they don't find something wrong with that. We thought
Okay.
lead pipe was good at one time.
Yeah. You have anything else, Rob?
No, so if you wanna make a motion to advertise for bid those two projects.
Take a motion to do that. Motion by Ron, second by Sean. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? None.
The only other things, the Goose Bay boat launch, they'll be finishing their excavation. We have a knob of rock that we found at the end of the ramp. I think everybody's aware of that. That's gonna be taken out tomorrow, and then they'll be able to slide the new ramp sections in. And then DC Builders will be pretty much done down there, and we'll get that ramp open back up. Then they have to finish the parking lot, and they've opened the parking lot up quite a bit. I don't know if you've been there, Mike, if anybody's seen that, but the clearing's done. They brought some fill in. They've got to top dress it all and finish the parking area. And they have to put the path in from the parking area down to the boat launch. That little piece they have to do this week.
So we have something in our plans or in our budget to do some type of fencing or barrier between the parking lot down by the ramp and that property owner that you and I met with.
Landscaping and the fence between,
Right.
And we had that discussion.
The property owner on the other side, who is even closer to the ramp, was wondering if we could do something there. And he's got about 105 feet. So, is there any money in the budget or in the contract that's gonna be left over?
No.
Is there a contingency?
No, cause we were picking up.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, I was
picking
gonna
up
say,
about
we're taking
60
a lot of
grand
stuff
of it as it is.
And there's no contingency? Or
No, right. You were picking any dollars
Yeah.
you spend in excess of what you have is town dollars, so you're picking up that extra.
So
That
then
doesn't
I-
mean you can't do it, I mean.
So then I need to get a proposals of prices and stuff together to see what that would cost and
Correct.
bring it to the board.
Yep,
Okay, which is kinda what I explained to that property owner, but I said I'd bring it up.
yep. We have to do the piece on the other side, on the downriver side. So that's a condition of the permit, remember, the fence and the plantings, where the small parking area is, we have to do that.
Okay. Okay.
Did you mention about the village's water application? You did that already, do that with, get with Andy about the formation documents?
Yeah, we talked to Andy today, and this piece of paper, wherever it is, that has that, the state of New York wants our attorney to sign a document about the formation of those water districts all being formed properly and so on. So Andy would like to sit down with you for a while and go through that formation of those districts and that whole process before he would wanna even think about signing a document.
Understood, no, anytime.
So we need to set that up so that you two get together,
Yep.
okay? Okay, we'll move on from Rob. We talked about, so do we need to do a resolution for him to prepare the documents for the, replace the water line?
You already,
We did.
Okay.
you've done.
Okay. Highway report, I don't have one. Town clerk, tax collector, Sandy.
Okay. Last month they did 12 death certificates, copies, 11 birth certificates, 17 dog licenses, and just a reminder, dogs over 4 months old are supposed to be licensed, 1 marriage license, and some miscellaneous stuff that totaled $459.67 was turned over to the supervisor. I did attend the Tug Hill Conference 2 weeks ago. And next week I will be at the New York State Town Clerks Association Conference from Sunday through Wednesday. Donna will be here during my absence. We received our notice from New York Department of State that local law number 1 for 2023, the junk storage law, was received and filed on February 24th, 2023. 10 cemetery plots have been sold. Markers need to be placed. We did take a walk at both cemeteries, Highland and Point Vivian. Point Vivian in the old part, there are a lot of limbs and old trees there. If anybody knows of a scout or Boy Scout, Girl Scouts, or other people that are interested in a great community project, that would be one. Donna and I both like that sort of thing, and we're willing to volunteer if someone else would like to head it up. I'm currently collecting the 3rd installment on town and county taxes until May 31st, and then everything will be turned over to the county. And that's all I have.
Okay. Zoning report, Norris.
For the month of March, we had 16 permits, 2 subdivisions, 1 variance granted. We had 1 site plan, and basically that's it for the month. We took in total money for the month of March, $4,250 for the month. I mean, there's a lot of buildings still going on.
Okay.
I've got one other thing that I wanna, Brent and the board. I went to Tug Hill Conference Center for on zoning, but we had some members of both boards that didn't go, and the reason is it's so far to go. Is there any way that you could talk to Andy and see if he could recommend somebody that would, like at night, some night we could set up a deal, because a lot of these, if they don't, they need the training.
I didn't hear him. Any way we can what?
Get a hold of Andy Silver, and Andy Silver, is that what you're talking about? And set up something for members of this board and the zoning board?
You know, the zoning board and the planning board.
The zoning board and the planning board.
That's what I'm concerned about.
To have a joint meeting?
No,
To the Tug Hill.
you need a
Training.
They need annual training.
annual training.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're not getting it because they don't wanna go all the way to Turning Stone,
Yeah.
okay?
I think we ought to be able to look, see if there's anything online, first of all.
Some of them
And I'll tell you who's
have
a
computers.
good place to reach out to that we talked to quite a bit was the Tug Hill Commission. And they have you could just
That's who
call.
hosts that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Tug Hill hosts it at Turning Stone.
yes, yeah, and they're very knowledgeable about the training
I know
and
they
everything.
are. Yep.
I
talked to
would
'em.
definitely give them a call and ask them.
But they used to do it at JCC.
Yeah, they moved it down there.
I know, I mean, I even looked it up to see if it was still inside the Tug Hill area, it's just barely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
But I mean, you usually either rotate them, but usually you put them somewhere central, so everybody's,
When they used to do it at JCC, that was great.
Yeah, well, it was great for us,
I'm just
and
saying.
even St. Lawrence County.
I think the
It worked
Tug
out
Hill
real
Commission
good.
has more fun at Turning Stone than JCC.
Well, there's
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, and Turning Stone does a lot of incentives, I know that for a lot of different things they do down there, they're drawing stuff from every place, yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what their attendance is like from one year compared to the next. I
I
mean,
was
they
just
must,
gonna say, that room was pretty full, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Yep.
Yeah.
so that's
Do they have
not an
a,
issue.
they have a director or something that maybe Brent could write an email to with maybe neighboring supervisors or something like that to, Sure, you got-
I don't remember seeing anybody's name, but I'm sure if we contacted, maybe the county, you know, codes there, maybe, they could tell you.
Next time we're talking to Phil Reed, maybe Phil could see what he could
Yeah, Phil
do
Reed.
about
Yep.
getting it moved back to JCC.
Well, like you say, every other year, that would make sense.
Yeah,
That would make sense, that's right.
yeah,
They did have a thing that we had to fill out, we didn't have to, but they asked us to fill out, and one of the questions was, would you like to see it at JCC or Turning Stone?
oh, they did ask that,
Yes,
okay.
that was it. Now, naturally, I know everybody from the town of Alexandria that was there, but they'd like to see the JCC. And some, like myself and my daughter and a couple of them, put down JCC one year, Turning Stone the next year, thinking you'd have a better chance, you know?
The problem is they don't have the response from the people that didn't go
That's right.
because it was down there.
Yep, that's right.
You know, so,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
sure
little
is.
skewed.
should be an email.
Yeah.
And they
Okay.
need the training, that's just it, you know?
Dave?
We're looking at doing the same training through the county for the village zoning and planning. I'll look and see if we can do a joint at the community room.
That'd be
It'd
great.
be great.
That way it's here in the town.
So you've got the same problem.
We have the same, because out of everybody in the village, we had one go to Turning Stone.
Okay,
And everybody else is going, you need it here.
right.
So Molly has already looked at it, and we're trying to set it up, and we'll see if we can do a shared service.
I wonder how many other, like Clayton, Orleans, you
Yeah.
know, Hammond.
We'll have to see how many we can fit too.
Yeah, yeah, but it might not be bad to, if you've got extra seats to open it up.
Because the county said there would be, because it's here, no charge.
Oh, it's even better.
Okay,
Keep me informed.
okay, moving on,
Anything I can
I've
do to
got
help.
water and sewer reports next. As far as water, they've replaced 2 pumps, I believe, and they've been working on they repaired the line, the water main that we talked about earlier on Easter Sunday, and that was Jay and Jamie and Jeff Payton.
Themselves.
What's that?
I spoke to them today, I was actually very surprised, I thought they managed to find a contractor. They were unable to do that, so they did it, those 2 guys, themselves, on Easter Sunday.
And they did it with Jeff, there was 3 of them.
With, Jamie Papin's brother, but I'm just saying,
It was Pete, wasn't
took it upon themselves on Easter Sunday, as
Yeah.
opposed to just let it go until Monday when the contractor could show up.
Right.
It was a
So
highly
the town would like to give a big thanks to
Yeah.
those guys and everything they did. I was there the next morning, they were there at 8 o'clock, and they were out of there by 10:30. I had it fixed, so, yep. DPW report, they've started on the cemeteries, I know they've been to every cemetery. They've also been doing quite a bit at the rink, because the rink has been, the rec center's been busy, with turf rental and the school and the town, youth program, so that's been very busy down there. Anything special that's going on down there that you can think of, or Sean?
Just the lacrosse program seems to be taking off pretty well.
Yeah.
So, they booked, it's pretty much a night a week,
2 nights a week.
2 nights a week.
He's having practice 2 nights a week, and then he does
a youth development.
a youth development and a tryout on another day.
So, it's getting a lot of use, and
Yeah.
it's getting a lot of use, I'll roll this right into the youth program report pretty much, it's been able to facilitate all of our town teams early season, which is really nice to see.
The rain is.
Yeah, teams are getting out and playing, a lot earlier. We have 6 teams rolling into this season, 1 T-ball, 2 grasshopper, 1 peewee, and 2 12U softball teams. So, I know pretty much everybody's is using that facility. We've had soccer, our town soccer team has already kind of started some training, in the facility early, so, you know, much to the excitement when we put it in, it's really, you know, meeting expectations, I guess, in that regard, and it's really a nice thing to see. We're getting a lot of positive comments down there, so.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Super. And it's a learning experience as we go here. The heating system we had put in, took it 2 or 3 days to get that huge chunk of concrete warmed up, and it really worked nice. We were doing readings every day, and the floor was at 57, and the turf was at 62.
Yeah.
Most all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great.
So it was nice. Cool. And I got a whole bunch of meter readings, because we tracked the meter, okay? And we take a meter reading every day.
Right, perfect.
And I've got the bills from last year too, for those months. And I'll just put all those readings, I'll just put them on an Excel sheet and send them to you.
Super.
And you can tell us what's going on.
The
Okay?
demand thing is,
Yeah.
I mean, the KW is pretty
We're
straightforward.
trying to see how much electricity this heating system is drawing. It's kinda like what do you call those heaters you put under your sink that zap the water as it goes through?
Oh, on demand?
Yeah, it's kinda what this thing's like. 'Cause
Yeah.
it looks like there's a gallon or 2 gallons of brine that can be in this thing at a time, and then boom, it goes through to the system.
You're really looking at a small chunk of time
I gotta agree, yeah, and
that this
yeah,
is happening,
yeah.
so it's.
And it's been great, so. Okay, so that's DPW and youth. I'll go to old business. I think I sent everybody a letter, and I also got information today, which I thought was very interesting, that they will let us renew the 2 that don't expire until next year. That if we pull the money out of them, there's a penalty. It's an automatic deal. They will waive the penalties, and we can change them immediately over to the 3.5.
No brainer.
Wow, yeah.
No brainer.
I don't think you need to think of that.
No.
Yes. So I need a resolution.
I'll make the motion to swap all the CDs over
Yeah.
immediately. There's 3,
Yeah,
right?
there's 4. Well,
The 3 that we're
yeah,
talking about,
the
3 of
3
them.
they're talking about, 1 already did, so, yep.
What about for for 1 year period?
If
One
they're
year
1 year.
1 year
Period.
period, okay.
Yep.
I'll second that.
Second by Ron. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, none. Okay. I was gonna ask Gene this question, statute of the new fire system at the highway barn. Gene, are you there?
I am.
Do you know where we stand on that fire system at the highway barn?
I believe Castle Cable was doing it, weren't they? I
Yes.
haven't heard. I can call and find out and update everybody tomorrow.
Okay. And then there's a question there too, okay? When we put it out for bid, we put the highway barn out, or we got the prices on the highway barn, and then when the prices came in, there was the other barn out back that they parked the barn with a roof on it, the 3-sided building, that they park equipment in, and that wasn't in the initial pricing. And I look in that building all the time, and it's got some very valuable equipment in it. It needs to be in there. Does everybody agree? It's got, yeah. So,
Okay.
when you talk to Mike, address that issue too, okay?
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
What if the money goes past what we've already authorized?
I'm sorry, what?
Let's make
I'm just
amend
saying.
the motion, or
Well, we're gonna have to get
make a new motion.
something
Yeah.
new.
Oh, yeah.
Amend the budget.
Yeah.
Okay, just, right,
Yeah.
don't just.
If we're gonna add on to it, yes.
Yep.
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 I'm just,
Mud Lake Shoreline permitted project status, and I think I put down here later, I wanted to do a thank you to Chris McCormick and the guys of the highway barn, the crew that's been down there. I wanna say they were there 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 at the most. Rob was in and out of there a bunch of times, I was there, and Rob's assistant was there. Chris did the work on it. Chris had, whenever he had a question about what to do or how to do it, he called Rob. And Rob either went or his guy went, and they got it done. And I think, Rob, you've got some pictures of it, looks good. Did you send the pictures to the DEC guy?
I did.
Yeah. So now we're just waiting for the core logs?
Core logs and the plantings, so you gotta put 2 or 3 rows of these fiber logs down, core logs, you know what they are, Mike, right? And then we gotta stick plantings in. We ordered a bunch of seedlings from the DEC, so.
And that's our last step, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're real close. Okay, declare barrels, pallets, and bike rack surplus. I'd like to declare Donald's been doing a lot of cleaning at the transfer site, and the building had all kinds of junk in it, and we got a whole bunch of barrels and pallets, and we've had some people come and they wanted to buy them or they wanted them, and so I said, well, we can't just sell them to somebody who comes, so we gotta go through this process. We don't have any bids for them except for the bike rack, so my proposal is if you don't have any bids, does that mean we can give them away?
Yeah, I believe so.
Declare them excess first.
Yeah.
Or we could sell them for $1 or something, whatever we wanna do here,
We actually did, I know we did for the zero turn and the lot, and the cemeteries and the bike rack. Did we do it also for the barrels and the pallets?
We did, all those things were put out separately. Yeah.
Okay, and we got nothing from them?
For
Okay.
the zero turn and the pallets and the barrels, nothing.
Okay, all right, I just, all right, so then we can, apparently now we can do whatever we
Probably
makes
$1.
sense.
Get $1 or something?
Yeah. I'll ask Andy Silver just to make sure whether we wanna do it for $1 or however we have to do it to be legal.
Right.
Okay.
So you gotta open,
You wanna declare them excess, or surplus, or whatever you call it?
Sure.
Apparently we had not declared them surplus yet.
Huh?
We had not declared them surplus yet.
Okay.
You
Make a motion to declare it surplus? Ronnie?
Yeah, Mike.
Second by Mike.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None. Item number 3, bike rack, $45, Todd Sanford. Can we say sold?
I'll make a motion to accept the bid.
I'll second that.
Second by Sean. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None. Okay. Okay, I sent you there's a resolution here on this table to support Alex Bay Rising, and rather than act on this or try to act on this tonight, I've sent this to Andy. I've asked him to get back to us on it, and I thought we'd try to adjourn a meeting and meet in a week for 3 items that I have here.
I was just gonna ask, because of the Route 12 sewer, we talked about meeting like maybe a week from tonight? Or,
Yeah.
As soon as you can.
That's what I was gonna say, if we can,
that could be on it
Yeah.
also?
yeah. Okay?
Yep.
And when I got that, we'll do that at the end of the meeting.
So, a week from tonight, same time, 6?
Yes. Oh, well, depending on what everybody okay with that? You wanna do it earlier or later, or not later?
I'm good with earlier, if you guys wanna do it earlier.
We're talking about doing a meeting a week from tonight, Gene, and we're talking about doing it we're talking at 4, 5, or 6. How about, what's best for you?
Yeah, the only thing to think about is it's a public meeting, and can the public, say it was 4 o'clock, can the public attend?
Yeah.
Because it's not a work day.
Anytime will work for me.
So 6 o'clock then?
I think
Will
that's
be
the best
okay
for
as
the
far as
public.
making out the public
I think that's
notice?
the best for
Yeah.
the public,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have enough time to do a public notice?
We don't,
You know,
It's a week, right? Or, no, what is it, 4 or 5 days.
So that,
Not sure.
could we get it in the TI Sun? And would it make it?
No, we can't, we have to go to the
Following.
Watertown Times. Rob, we're doing a actual public hearing information.
You've done the public hearing, all you need to do is discuss and either agree to move forward with Route 12 as is, or schedule another public hearing if you want.
That's why I'm thinking that, so we don't have to do advertisement for that.
So we can do it at 4 o'clock. It's not a public meeting, because we already had
Not
that.
a public hearing.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay,
Everybody okay with that at 4 o'clock then?
yep.
yep.
Okay. Okay then, resolution to complete design and bid specs for paying a water tower, we already talked about that. Rob, you're all set with that, right?
Yep.
Just to tell everybody, the 3 welcome signs in Redwood are close to being completed, the spots have been picked, they've been marked, there's poles in where they're gonna go, there's 3 signs, one on 192, one on 37 on the south end, and one on 37 on the north end. And I believe they're gonna install them this weekend, or start installing them this weekend is what Andre told me.
I haven't heard when they're.
I talked to Andre Charlevoix yesterday, and that's what
He's handling it. I told him I couldn't help much, cause I'm
Yeah.
short one man, cause he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so the boss has gotta work.
Okay, we already talked about the Mud Lake Trail. I encourage everybody to go take a look at it and take a walk, it's very nice, they did a nice job. Firefighters property tax exemption, I just threw this on the agenda because it's in the news all over, all the communities are dealing with it. I don't think that whatever we do can't happen until next year, is that right, Sandy? Yeah, because it has to be effective March 1st taxable status date. So we realistically have till the end of the year to do this. We're gonna wanna do it before that. And I've asked Andy, I sent a letter to Andy, asked him to start draw something up of what he thinks we might wanna do. Where are you guys with your exemption?
We passed it for the 10%,
Yeah,
for March of 24.
10%?
Yes, sir.
that's the max, right?
I'm not sure if 15 is max,
I
but
think it is.
we went to 10.
10%.
Is it 10?
I thought that's what it was.
Yes, we went to
10% with a max, or 10% of
They say
assessment?
up to 10%.
It's up 10%, I think.
Is there a cap though?
in school.
It's 10%, your cap.
Right, but I mean, let's say somebody's got $1 million place, not that they do, so they have $100,000 exemption. I thought there was a cap of like, cause the county's got,
Oh.
doesn't the county have one, they've got a level they're looking at, and the state has an exemption also, right? But I guess
Yes,
that might
I
be
think-
more.
I know it's village, town, and school.
Okay,
Okay, but it's not,
I think it's being
not
addressed
every
at the county level.
firefighter, it's
Yeah.
the owner of the residence. So, I mean, like us, we have, let's say the Van Brockleys, you got 4 or 5 of them in one property, so it's one property, not 5 people.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, within the village, I think we have 4 or 5 firefighters that it would affect. But we have, obviously, a lot more, but they're families. You see what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Andy to prepare us what.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we discussed this before and everyone was on board with it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure that.
I mean, there must be some actual data, and maybe even a did you get like a resolution already, or something you drafted?
We
up?
have it, yes.
Sandy brought it to us, like in December, January or something like that. We
sent it to the school also.
Yep. Dean Smith's been in a couple times to see me, and we have a blacktop playground, it's not a playground, it's a basketball court, it's an area, in Redwood, at our playground, and he wants to know if he can put lines on it for pickleball.
Are there lines on it for basketball?
It's a good question. I don't know that.
Well, even if there are, if the tennis courts over there have both sets of lines on it, you know?
Yeah.
Is it big enough for a pickleball court?
Yes. even though I've heard a lot of talk about the size they gotta be, but it's a big area.
I don't really see an issue with it.
You what?
I don't see any
Somebody took
issue
some
with it.
pressure off this one over here.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to.
Motion by Ron,
Yeah.
second by Sean, to allow to put the lines on there. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, no. Budget transfers. General A, debit streetscapes, $900, plus this firehouse. Debit special facility plus this firehouse, $84,000, that's the amount of money that we've given them through ARPA. Refuge crush pit, debit $2,500. Justices, the health insurance buyout, debit $4,000. Supervisor health insurance buyout, $2,000. Clerk to supervisor health insurance buyout, $5,000. And then just health insurance buyout, $2,000. Appropriate credit from the fund balance, $100,400. When it came to the health insurance, we changed that regulation, whatever we did, and it wasn't in the budget that we changed. So that's why those are there. Redwood Sewer, health insurance buyout, $1,000. CE credit, $1,000 to cover the health insurance buyout. Redwood Water, health insurance buyout again, $1,000 debit. Transmission distribution CE, $1,000 credit. Will cover the health insurance buyout.
Why are we taking it all out of one district?
And what,
The health insurance buyout. I mean, this is Jamie Paper we're talking about, right?
Yeah. I would assume it's him and Jay.
I was gonna say, that's the sewer.
Or that's Jay.
Redwood
Oh,
Water.
you're there, yep, that one.
Why is it, we have a breakdown on the different
Yeah, we do.
districts,
Yeah.
it shouldn't all
should
come
be
out of
broken
one
out
district.
just like the rest of the salary.
And the ratio.
Yep,
Yep.
so I'll leave that one to next meeting. The water one, sewer's okay, right, Mike?
Yeah, there's only one,
Right, but the water one
But the
needs
water
to
should
be
be-
worked on,
Yeah, we don't know the figure, so we'll just do it at the next meeting.
cross that out for
What's
this
the
one.
breakdown that we do always?
Yep,
Yep, okay.
so we'll do that on the 26th.
Yeah. That's 26, you said is the date?
Why is the, clerk to the supervisor health insurance buyout so much more? Is that just a number we had come up with?
She must not have put the normal 3,000 in there. Because if she had put 3,000 in there, it would only been 2,000 like the other ones. So she must not have put that in there. And the only other thing I can think of is that she went to her husband's health insurance. She was on our health insurance, and she went to her husband's, so
So she went from 0
to 5.
So she dropped her health insurance to
Yeah,
the town.
yeah.
So she had herself and her husband on ours,
Yeah.
dropped them both.
And actually, I'm not sure she had her husband. I know she had herself.
So I guess that brings up, at the next meeting, we can have another budget transfer, because now there's money we had appropriated for her health care that's no longer needed.
If that has the same situation.
That would be the only thing that would explain $5,000.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Boy, and I thought that was earlier too. I thought she changed to his insurance a while ago. But I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't recall a budget transfer that her insurance went to 0. I don't recall that.
no, it hasn't happened. Well, I haven't gone, but,
I don't recall seeing that either.
no.
And then what's the $2,000 just health insurance buyout? That's not labeled at all? I don't know.
What went on there is that in the budget, she had, the health insurance buyout used to be $3,000, okay? And the board changed it to $5,000.
Yeah.
So she's,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Right, but there's one that, like, they've all got labels except for the last one.
Yeah,
It just
where's
says
it?
HI buyout.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one's for.
Does anybody get any we get budget information here, right here, right? Or no,
No.
it's,
Those are operating statements.
Operating in a balance
We
sheet.
got balance sheets.
okay, the operating should be there, then 14,901.
we just say right now that we're not approving
14901,
these?
looks like DPW, 14901, .0, excuse me, 1.04. Yeah, DPW health insurance buyout. It was budgeted at 3,000. So that goes to 5.
Yep.
So that's finances.
And that line-
First,
Yeah, so that's why.
DPW.
Okay.
Yep.
So, we'll approve these and sign these except for the clerk to the supervisor and the, Redwood Water.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah, we might be able to find hers out here real quick.
And it's right here, it's on page 1. Well, it's not there, which is why it went to 5.
But we just need clarification if it was just her or her and a dependent, I guess, right?
Well, there's gonna be a savings on I mean, that's why we're off the 5.
Yeah.
And the 5, to me, the 5 is based on calendar year. So if you, halfway through the year, if you opt in, seems like it'll be 2,500.
Yep.
So I don't know, if this happened December, then it would be a full 5.
Yeah.
If it happened in January, it might be 11, 12.
I think it happened last year, during the
Okay.
year, but,
I guess we need to know that.
so we'll keep that out.
Yeah.
I'll take a motion to approve these budget transfers based on what we're talking about here.
So just,
Motion by Sean to, approve these budget transfers, except clerk to the supervisor highway buyout,
Health insurance buyout.
Health.
And then the Redwood Water health insurance buyout should be appropriated per percentage.
should be appropriate according to the,
You're talking about the one that doesn't have anything?
that's a motion by Sean, and a second by,
You're talking about the one that's listed without any description?
DPW.
We already figured that out.
Okay,
that was DPW, Mike.
okay. No, I'll make a motion, but I would kind of follow that up on, we need to follow up on the repercussions of the $5,000 and the fact that she's no longer on the town's insurance. It should show up somewhere.
Okay. Second, Mike?
I would second that.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I just got a question regarding that Plessis Firehouse. We discussed that a long time ago.
Yeah.
But we never did anything with the budget to account for it.
When Mike Hassan was doing our year ends, he set up capital funds, and I think that is why that is there.
So this is coming out of, so.
What is that line number that's already there, special facility? I think this has to do with Mike Hassan telling us where that needed to go under.
Well, it's strictly ARPA,
Yes,
and that's why he labeled it that way, but
Okay.
it's not on the,
that item number.
are you looking for it on the, it might not be on the operating statement, it might just be on the balance sheet, right?
Yes, yep. But I mean, it's gonna be hard. I think we've got fund balances, number of fund balances, and this doesn't have a number on it, so you're never gonna figure out which one's which.
Yeah. Like Ronnie said, it's not doing the easiest thing to.
How do you wanna handle it?
I mean, it's in,
That, I'm skipping ahead here, the water and sewer, pretty sure that's one person, that's why it's only 1,000. Because it was budgeted at $1,500 on Redwood Water. I mean, I agree that it needs to be appropriated.
I was just looking at that, but it doesn't show up anywhere else.
Well, I found the Redwood Water.
Right, I did too.
I didn't find the Redwood Sewer one, but,
No, but I'm just saying, if you look at Carnegie Bay Water, there should be some little
Yes.
piece of that, but it's not in there? Or Otter Street or anything
No,
like that?
you're right.
It just shows up in Redwood, 1,500, not 5,000.
Right, which tells me it's,
That's why he's
One
saying
person.
6,000, yep.
it's 3,000 split in half. So, what you're talking about, how this should be apportioned to the different ones, that 1,500 should have been apportioned also.
Right, yep,
We can fix that all at one time.
yep.
I'm just looking for the, Redwood Sewer. Right, Route 12 sewer. There it is, Redwood Sewer. Same thing, 1,500.
There's no,
So it's one person that we're talking about, I'm assuming, because it looks like $3,000 was split between those two.
Yeah,
Redwood Sewer is, I don't know, probably ought to
Is its own.
look at- Yeah, it's a standalone, whereas the water, there's multiple water districts.
So where are we
if
at?
that was the case, why wouldn't this be 1,500 instead of 1,000?
Well, it went from 3,000 divided by 2 of 1,500 to 5,000 divided by 2, 2,500, so 1,000 would make it half of the 5,000.
Okay.
It's just it needs to be split between
Yeah.
the different ones, not all parked on, Redwood Water.
yeah, if you look at, like, the state retirement, for all the different water districts, it's all split up, they're all different,
Yeah,
so
this got missed.
I'm just saying that she did it there, she
Right.
should do the same thing
Yep.
for this,
Yep, and we can do that on the 26th.
yep.
So are we good?
Well,
Yep, we're gonna approve everything except the
Redwood
Redwood
Water.
Water, right? So we're gonna approve the first two.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the first two.
Okay, motion by Ron,
Second.
second by Sean. Any discussion? No. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, none. We gotta change that, don't I?
I'd just X out the,
So we're approving these two. X on that one.
Okay, the next item on here is the financial statements, the balance sheet and the operating statements, everybody has those in front of them.
Yep.
And they also will be on our website, by the end of the week. Open bids for barrels, pallets, bike tractors, fearless advertiser did that. Village letter regarding legal certification of proper water district formation, that was what we were talking about earlier.
You have a copy of that?
Yep. Sandy, do you have that?
There's one right here.
It should be up there.
If I can just make a copy of it.
Keep that.
I was gonna say keep it.
Can I keep it?
Lots of them floating around.
Okay, that was the item that we're gonna have Robin and our attorney get together on and figure out what we have to do. 3 water service accounts, I think that because of the names and the dollar amounts, I wanna move that to executive session. And then did we do a formal motion to adjourn time and date?
No, not yet. We said we'd do it at the end.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yep.
Which I guess.
So I need a motion to go into executive session for discussion, I'm sorry.
Could I give you a little update on the ready and streetscapes in the village?
He's gonna give us an update on the ready and the streetscape.
So the Otter Creek Crosman Street boat ramp is open.
Have they fixed the hole in the Holland Street boat ramp yet?
No. I was gonna say, the Crosman Street, Otter Creek, whatever, that's all open, finished. He's gotta finish blacktopping around the edge of the water, and then put in the permanent rail that
I was gonna say, it's got temporary railings on it, and permanent rails are ordered.
taken 6 months to
Yeah.
order. The Holland Street he cut the crest out.
Cut the knob out like they told us they were gonna do.
Yeah. He hasn't put a cover on the drain hole, and it does look like there's pretty close to 50 feet of ramp into the water. We just need to get in and clean out some of the logs and stuff that have floated in.
Did you say you measured it, were able to measure it?
It looks like it's pretty close to 50.
Okay, because I saw the truck on its way there with the 2 extra
Yeah.
chunks of concrete for the ramp.
It looks it. And, he called me and wanted to know if we had steel at the DPW to fill in the hole. It's like, bud, you need to put this together and complete it.
Yeah.
And then he needs to finish blacktopping where there's some areas.
Yep.
The ready, tomorrow morning, they are supposed to pour the deck for the wharf in front of the park. That's probably 20 by 200 feet long. That is really coming together. That's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
The crook in it was taken out, it's nice and straight, the new bollards, new lighting. The upper James, the steel frame is in place. Friday or Monday, they're supposed to start delivering the aluminum decking from Montreal. They're supposed to take it to Clayton and barge it to the bay next week, let's hope.
What type of decking?
It's gonna be, it's a steel frame and then a set aluminum framework over it with a composite decking.
Okay.
A non-skid composite decking. The staving has to be pressure treated because the composite decking into water will absorb the water and virtually explode. It's not conducive to sitting in water, so that's why we still go with PT.
Why are they delivering it to Clayton?
That was my question today. Why are you taking it to Clayton and barging it 14 miles to the bay?
Just hang a left after the bridge and you're here.
I'm supposed to get an answer tomorrow on, maybe we have a better alternative
Okay.
than 14 miles on a barge. I mean, holy smokes. We bought 6 new pole lamps because we're not going, the fixed deck that we had, we're actually taking almost 200 feet of the end at the floaters and making those floaters. So from just before you got to the old gazebo, it's gonna be all new floaters. But what we did is, we bought pole lights, but it won't fit on the floaters because of the motion. You have a better chance of snapping. So they have like 3 to 4 foot ballard lights that'll go in the middle.
Yep.
And we'll use them on all the floaters. The 6 extra lights, we're gonna put down on the river walk. Possibly put 2 along the stairs going down between the hospital and the park, and then 4 along the river walk.
Right.
So it's,
So it's floaters from gazebo out,
yes,
and it'll
20 feet this side of the gazebo, the
Okay.
shore side.
and that'll be it's all gonna be the same amount of docking that's there now, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be the same amount, it's just,
Yeah.
instead of it being all 450 feet of fixed,
Fixed. It's
to
gonna
the
be a floater.
fingers, we're adding almost 200 feet of extra floating.
Would've been nice.
Great idea. Imagine.
Would've been nice if the whole thing was.
I wanted it shore out, but because of the old cribbing underneath, it would have been another $1 million to remove it. Wasn't conducive. What else? The lower end by Uncle Sam, we're hoping everything is supposed to be completed for Memorial Day.
Wow. Good.
Great.
Supposed.
Okay.
Question for you, on the Holland Street ramp, as you go down the ramp to the left, there's a piece of the old River Edge dock that's still there.
Yeah,
See that?
What's happening with that?
we'll have to talk to River Edge about what are they gonna do? That's,
Because that may go underwater shortly, and people are not
Real
gonna see it.
dangerous.
Yeah. I took a picture of it.
Pretty close to the top of the water, is it?
yes,
Look between the railings there. It's
Oh, wow.
yeah, and that's underwater, and that's got sharp, like, little I-beam edges on it.
oh, that
Yeah.
definitely put a hole in the boat.
See that metal beam right there sticking out?
That'll be interesting.
And it's only this far from
That's not a
the
good thing.
edge of the ramp, you know?
It's what,
That's it.
2,
So
3
if somebody
feet?
comes in, the wind blows.
That's
them
actual
over.
dock, not the.
Infrastructure of the old dock and river edge.
There was no, it looks like it was part of the old
Yeah.
bridge dock.
I'll get a hold of River Edge and see what their plans are.
Okay, hey,
Thank you.
I wanna go down and see that.
Thank you.
Oh, Bill.
We're really
Myself
getting
out
there.
there.
anybody have anything else?
Let's see, oh, and the motion to pay bills, I've got the end of the alphabet, somebody else has got the first part of the alphabet.
What were we looking for, the?
Started with a C, I don't have
Four
any
main
C.
or something,
Is there
all you've
another,
had?
is there another stack of these somewhere?
There's bills over there. There's
Clarkson, C.
There's some there and some there.
There's bills all over this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not in order anymore.
I just don't, I don't forget.
I think there's an insignia on the top of the page that says Core Main, or the circle around it or something.
I didn't sign on this. FlexNet M2,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Is that the one, starts with a C?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Warren,
I got it over here, Brent.
Got it? Yeah. FlexNet M2 software support.
We should
New
see,
walk-by,
we
drive-by.
should see what account that's out of, and then we can probably figure out.
It's in a bunch of accounts.
Software support.
They all start with 83404.
That's the census.
I'm thinking, the only thing we got that many of is the water districts.
Census meters. Meters. I mean,
Yeah.
Core Main sells water, pipes, and
83404.
everything, but I know they're a census dealer, and there's some municipalities get, the meter reading stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's
Jamie
under,
would know,
those are all water districts.
Jamie would know
Are
what
they?
it was.
Yep.
Did he sign for it or no?
So
Let me see that bill.
Somebody want to call Jamie on the
split out
phone?
to 5, these are all water districts.
Call Jamie on the
Transmission and
phone.
distribution?
If he knows what that Core Main bill is for.
FlexNet, that's for the new, that walk-by, drive-by reader, it's a meter reader.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, never mind. I know this one.
in the truck.
But I just
It
recognize
just says
it.
software support.
It's under 83404.
I don't know if it's hardware or software, you'd have to ask Jamie.
Well, okay, it says FlexNet M2 software support, new walk-by, drive-by.
Maybe we
TS.
better call him.
Transmission,
It looks like it's a new.
Sounds
almost
right.
A new reader.
Yeah,
Either you got a new reader or you got new software for it.
census support,
Mike's calling Jamie to ask him.
okay.
So the question is, we don't know if it's a software support deal or it's a,
I'm just curious if they charge that much for
Hey,
support.
Jamie, Mike Van here. Hey, I got you in speakerphone, we're at, tonight's board meeting, and, there's a question on what, the bill we have from Core in Maine. It's, the customer PO, okay, what's a FlexNet M2 software support, new walk-by, drive-by, what for?
They are the new, MXU readers.
Okay.
But is that a
And it's
physical
like-
piece of equipment, or is it
It's like
software?
2,437,
Yep, yeah, I got, I believe I got four MXUs and then four, meter pit readers.
Four.
Thing that goes on the meter?
okay.
And I use them, they're for all the, water districts, except for Edgewood
So
and, of course.
Is that a physical piece of equipment, or is
is
it
that, is
software
that a
support?
physical piece of equipment, or is it like
Yes.
software? Okay.
Yep,
Alright, you plug that into the meter?
yes,
Yeah.
yep, they go on the side of the house.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Okay, hey, see ya, bye.
So, first, that was the only thing that we had, the question when we were gonna pay the bills. I don't believe we voted to pay the bills.
Right.
Cause we were gonna look for that.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if we had a motion to pay the bills
I
already.
just had a small question.
No, I don't think.
The highway department has purchased over 300 tons, nearly 350 tons of, crusher run and other material for the brush pit. I'm just kinda curious what exactly he's proposing to do with that.
I'm just wondering if that's really meant for Swan Hollow.
No,
Gene?
it specifically says brush pit.
Gene, can you hear us?
I can.
Okay, so we got some invoices here from Barrett Materials for over 300 tons of crush and run, and it's 1.5 inch crush and run, and it says it's for the brush pit. We're wondering if we're gonna put 300 tons of crush and run in the brush pit? Do you know anything about it?
I know they had to put a culvert back in at the end of the road and fix the driveway from the tractor trailers. I can send Chris a quick message and see if that's what that was.
Well, you know.
I think this 300 ton, I think they're did you say stockpile?
It says stockpile.
It says stockpile.
There's also stockpiling for Swan Hollow as well, which makes sense. But it's nearly 350 tons, which is about 17 truckloads of material to put into the brush pit.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me send the message out. Give me a minute and I'll be back. I'll go back on mute. I'll send Chris a message and see if I can get an answer.
Cause I know like 3 years ago, they put a bunch of material in there, then they ended up bulldozing it over the cliff. You know, which was a complete, I mean, it was a good idea, but then it turned into kind of a bit of a waste.
It doesn't say stockpile for the brush pit, it says stockpile and road to brush pit.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, but if you look at them, there's one that actually, you know, it's for the brush pit.
Oh, yeah, I know that,
I'm just kinda curious, what exactly are they using 17 truckloads of material?
It says stockpile and, right?
Yeah, so stockpile, I'm assuming, is referring to the Swan Hollow project, and a road to brush pit.
Yeah,
that's labeled brush pit.
Yeah, okay.
I'm assuming.
No, but you look, there's a whole bunch of lines that are specifically for the brush pit.
I know that.
And I broke them out and totaled them up, and that's where I got to the nearly 350.
Yep, I see that. I don't know what it is, but what I'm assuming it is what Gene just talked to, and they probably put it back to where that big semi was backing in down in the very bottom of
17
that
dump truck loads?
Yes.
They put that many, 17 dump truck loads in there.
I mean, I don't know.
Where was it backing in?
You go down Matt Cullen's driveway, and then it took a right.
Well, they have the tub grinder in there, they're chipping up.
Brush pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming it did. I don't know.
But I drove in that road.
It's actually not Matt Cullen's driveway. That's a town road, believe it or not.
Okay.
And then Matt Cullen's driveway veers off to the left.
I sent a message out to Chris, so let me see if I get a response, okay?
So that's what they mean by road by brush pit?
Road to brush pit.
To brush pit.
Yeah.
So not up top, down below.
Yeah. So if you're down at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
Do you know where Matt lives?
Yeah.
That's town road.
Okay.
And then Matt kinda is in off to the left. That tractor trailer was in and came off to the right, you know.
The tractor trailer was down there for what reason?
They were chipping.
They loaded the chips.
They were chipping from down below?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. They chew right into that whole pile?
Totally cleared it out,
You
yeah.
ought to see it, it's a huge hole.
Really?
It's huge.
It's huge.
Wow. That stuff's been in there a while, hasn't it?
I don't even know when the last time that was done.
I don't think it's ever been done.
And it never rotted out the whole time?
Well, I imagine some did, but I mean, it's still obviously a lot.
Every now and then it catches fire underground, I know that.
I've been there.
Get it to the cogen before they close.
Oh, goodness.
Well, we'll
wait for that.
But I just had a question
we can
about
come
that.
out of,
Right.
executive and we'll have
We can
Gene's
have
information and we gotta remember to pay the bills.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, first, a motion to go into executive session, but we have to, we're gonna adjourn
Health
this meeting.
officer reports?
You wanna do that after executive
Everybody's
session?
healthy.
Wanna do that after executive session, don't we?
The bills, or the,
Adjourning the meeting? Or you want?
Yeah, at the very
Yeah,
end.
then we'll reopen it and then
Yep.
postpone it.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Motion by Sean,
We
second
just
by
have to-
Ron,
We have to put the topic
and
for,
say
we have to put a topic when
To
we go
discuss
in.
litigation.
litigation.
Okay, I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, none.
Okay.
Sandy, would you take a second to explain to the board